Anyway, so welcome to the general meeting for the October month. This meeting is dedicated just for the report and summary of the medical mission. And we try to go through the information so at least you know what went on during the medical mission, how much did we spend. This is still an estimate, tentative, probably by the end of the year when we finalize all the expenses and pay we were supposed to. Then we know for sure which debt, if we have any left, or if we cover our expenses, and then so it will help us planning for the next time. So just to start with, I think every single one of you who volunteer yourself, your time, your expertise to go to the medical mission and make this medical mission the most successful out of all our other medical missions. First of all, in numbers, first of all, in donations, first of all, with all the time spent training these people in Tanzania and including the children. So I sincerely thank every one of you. And then above all, I thank all the donors who really exceeded my expectation this medical mission. You will see a few slides. I'm like, when I was adding all these things up, I'm like, okay, do I really have these numbers or I'm making it up? I had to like do it 3 times and I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm adding them right, because it looks like there's too many zeros. But thank you, all the donors. And you see some of them even give us $10 and some of them give us, it comes up to $2,500. I don't even know what to say. And I keep sending and saying a prayer for every single one of you who donated and if believe on our medical mission and try to support us so to go and help the people in Tanzania. So thank you very much. There's a lot of information. I won't be able to cover all of this today, but I'm just going to take just a little synopsis of each areas, and then more of each area you will see on the video that we are releasing now, like specific topics, so at least it's not overwhelming. So just keep up on checking back on our YouTube. So when we post a new video, you can go back and see previous videos for different areas. And then probably at the end, we're going to post all the link in one email, so then people will be able to, if you have Sunday or Saturday or whatever the day you have a break, then you can binge watch all the stuff. So, but again, thank you very much, and may God continue blessing you every single day. So to just say hi for people who are here, on my left, I have Miss Valentine, who I'm going to let her speak a little bit in a few minutes. On my right, I have Miss Bree, thank you very much. And on the bottom right to me, have Dr. Dorothy, thank you for coming. On the middle part, Mr. Poranka, thank you for coming in. On the left side, Mrs. Christine Behoniak, thank you. And Somebody's in Infinity, thank you for coming. So let me just start a little, my little sharing, and then share as much as I can, and then we can have that conversation afterwards. We start. So as I said, this is just the summary for the medical mission. I know for people who don't know our organization, so our mission is to create a patient environment that facilitates improvement in knowledge of an individual's health practices and behavior that ensure patient safety. So that's where the healthcare part comes in. Of course, our vision is to provide targeted education, which was the main reason of this medical mission, to empower nursing and medical staff with ongoing competent skills when providing daily patient care and community outreach. So the community outreach part is the school that we have a bigger number of our volunteers go on that side. Just a little background, so Qhsc started in 2019, but before that we did an initial medical mission. So we did in Dodoma almost 4 times. And then, so this was the first time to go to Dar es Salaam. So this is just for history of people who have no idea what's the Qhsc. And then, so the area that we did last year was Dodoma, that was in the middle of the country. And then this year we did on Dar es Salaam, which is on the coast. For people who went there, they can attest for that. And then, so the agenda for today is just giving you an update, and then lesson learned, where Ms. Valentine is going to go over it shortly. And then we're going to review training to see how many things did we do, how many people did we teach, and how many hours did we spend doing those education. And then, of course, we're going to review the in-kind donation, how much did we collect, either online or Qhsc and Facebook and GoFundMe, I mean, all those Venmo, all those venues that helps us collect and provide resources for our medical mission. And then, of course, things that we did before we went there, which helps us to facilitate this medical mission. We're going to discuss that part. And then after all those excitement and stuff, so we need to figure out future activities, things that we need to do. How many people do we need to reach in the future to try and grow our organization, and encouraging people to join us to be able to participate in the future medical mission. So going back to the updates, we did have 30 volunteers, global volunteers from the United States, and then 17 from Tanzania. But then some of the volunteers, 2 of them left within 3 days of their starting the volunteering for their own reasons. And then we thank Mike Doris, Amani, Mr. Paranka, and Hunter here for the capturing these videos. And I said, we have so many pictures and videos. I don't know when we're going to finish it, but we're going to try. And then also we thank all the other volunteers who took their pictures and share with us, so we can share with the whole world and people who are watching us, and so we can keep them updated to give them just a little glimpse of what we went through or experienced in Tanzania. And then, of course, all the volunteers, all majority of them stayed at Luther House. That was the confirmed place. And we had some complication in there. So some of them could not stay there in initial days, and some of them chose not to stay there. And then so in between of the medical mission, we had this break. And then so we went to Sadan, which is one of the national park in Dar es Salaam. And those are the 17 days. And then also we went to Zanzibar, that's an island where people went and enjoyed the Indian Ocean. But let me give you the report of what we did, how many training did we do, and how many people benefited from our training. It's a big screen, and I know it's busy, but just look on the top. It says training for 2022, medical mission for Tanzania, and then how many people attended, that's the second column. How many hours did you spend training? And then the last one is the facilitators. So let's start to saying Help Baby Breathe. So we trained nurses and doctors, 229. That was as 4 hours in each day, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, and for 4 days. So that's 16 hours. And we had 14 facilitators for each session. Postpartum hemorrhage taught 215 nurses and doctors, and we did 4 hours, the same thing for Help Baby Breathe. And we had 12 facilitators. So vision screening, I think it's cutting off, my apologies. We screened, the school has 789 students, but we were able to screen 764 students and teachers for 6 hours a day for 4 days. So which is 24 hours was spent for that. And then, so there was 4 optometrists, including Dr. Stenville, who was the lead for the vision part. And then we had 5 assistants who were there. Some of them were interpreters, some of them are Miss Sandys and other volunteers who were there. Mr. Jones, thank you very much for logistic part. He was able to capture every single one of the child information on the computer. So thank you very much. So we were able to do, and I'll give you more information about the vision screening. So for burn wound care training, thank you, Mrs. Victoria Jones. She was able to see at least approximately 100. I put just a very flexible number because I know she has seen a number of people, a lot of patients and staff training also. So she was spending the first 4 days, all the days she went to the burn unit and department and the surgeries and all the stuff to talk to the doctors and nurses about the wound care burn, and then she demonstrated all those stuff. So she was the lead, and then she had the 2 of the volunteers. I think Mr. Raymond Siakabe and Ms. Hunter here went with her. Thermoregulation, so this was done in Mwananyamala and Buguruni. So we approximately especially for the thermoregulation, we taught parents for 4 times. So one group went to Mwananyamala one day. So they did Dr. Msambichaka, I believe, and Hunter, I think they did the thermoregulation for those mom and baby, because when we're teaching the moms, we're doing the demonstration on the baby. Of course, both of them are benefiting that part. And then so one group also was in Buguruni doing exactly the same thing, and then we swapped the second day. And then so approximately hours we spent doing the thermoregulation for each day was 4 hours, and then we did for 2 days, so that's 8 hours. And that's, remember I said the pediatric team and the OB team was swapping those 2 days, so a total of 15 healthcare workers and 3 assists. Those are non-healthcare workers, which I think with Ms. Sandy, yes, and Oh, Amani, taking pictures for us. But so for the sports, we were able to see all the students, 789, for those 3 days. So those activities, nutrition, hydration, and dental hygiene and hand washing, we saw all the students, 789, because we went through the classes each day, and every single child, every single student who attended to school those days got that education. So I put approximately 5 hours per day for the sports, because they were, remember, you're spending more time. What was base hours was at 3.5 hours. So I know for sure you guys spend more time because the kids are still playing. So I put approximately 5 hours per day. And then we did for 7 days, because the only day I think we did not do the sports is the last day when they were saying goodbye to us. So approximately those 35 hours for sports. And then so there was 4 lead coaches, Mr. Mike, Mr. Paranka Renee, and Mr. Paranka KG, and Ms. Yesi. And then so those, and then the assistants. So there were other teachers or coaches helping there at school. So different days. So I put just approximately 5 numbers. So it could be 9 people who are working with those kids. Nutrition, Mrs. Christine and Ms. Teresa Cooper, thank you very much. So they had at least 3 hours a day, and for 4 days the first week. And then I didn't add it the second week, but that was just because you guys were doing the investigation and adding up to your project. So thank you very much. So total of like at least 12 hours, which I know it might be more than that. And then the 2 leads, and then you had your interpreters there. So I put just 2. And then dental hygiene, that was the last day where all the volunteers came who were able to come, I believe were 27. And then so they were going in each class and teach dental hygiene, like half an hour here, half an hour there. So I just put approximately 4 hours, which was 30 volunteers with the translators. And then the arts and craft, I would say probably they did maybe 2 or 3 classes because that was late added. And I think also some of the issue about the scheduling and seeing teachers earlier than normal, that's probably came up to that one because it was not an original schedule. So an added to it creates some issues that you have to be able to accommodate in the schedule. So talking to the teachers, of course, they have to do some arrangements to be able to do the kids. So I put it just 300 as an estimate, like maybe 2 or 3 classes they're able to do the arts and craft. And then so I put it 3 to 6 hours for those time that they were able to see each class. And 1 lead, that was Miss Shani, and then assist, I think was Kriya, and the interpreter there. So that'll be, I think, Miss Leah Philip. So thank you very much for doing that part. So also the pediatricians from Mananyamara, and they were able to do rounds. I put just an estimate of 30, so I may be more than that. That time when they're doing rounds and learning about the patients, things that they can do. And I'm sure next mission, we're gonna probably dedicate more time so they'll be able to go and talk to the physician nurses actually taking care of these patients, so we can provide our consultation role as an organization. And then so I put at least 12 hours for 2 hospitals, those amount of hours spent in each day. And then so there were 7 people in the pediatric team. And then we went to the magnet. We were able to see the kids. There are 100 athletes and coaches and parents. Those are for 2 days, only for 2 hours each day, and for 2 days, so that's 4 hours. And then so the active volunteers who are either doing the prevention of minor injuries or health, nutrition and stuff, there are a total of 14 with doing the drills, working with the coaches. So just a quick math. This usually we have to do that because we have to verify how many hours we spend when we're doing this education. So in the second column, it says we were able to teach educational training. This including the kids, the nurses, doctors, everywhere we did 4,205 people received the education training or screening. And then how many hours did you spend? You spend 161 hours for training. And then so if somebody was paying us, so we have to calculate those hours and then start distribute to our people who, if somebody, it was only one person who's doing all this education, then we have to pay them for 161 hours. And then if we needed to do individual training and then individual facilitator doing only one thing, so then we need 123 facilitators to accomplish what we did. So that is a big deal. And I thank, again, all the global volunteer and donors who were able to buy and donate a lot of supplies, so we were able to do all this training. So this screenshot is going to be posted on the website, so if you don't need to taking the tallies over that stuff. So thank you. Okay, so for the donation part, so this is just a little synapse. We did collect it through Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, GoFundMe, and Facebook. And some people still send cash and check. So thank you very much. So you can see the itemized for through Cash App, we did almost 2,700. Zelle will be almost at 300. Venmo 225. GoFundMe was 870. Facebook we did 28. So the Facebook one, people did a lot of you know, like a birthday promotions or identify like postpartum hemorrhage and stuff. So those are the things that you can see they're working when people are doing giving out the donation. And then of course for cash, so definitely see people write check. You can see that's the biggest one we got, and we see continue to encourage people if they feel safe by sending the check to us. In fact, that's even better because it's easier to send them with the EIN number. So total of cash at hand was 15,122.30. Now we go back to the, so now we go back, oops, sorry. Now we go back to the in-kind donation. So remember, this is just a cash. And so some of the things that we were able to collect and then buy from the cash. So then you see on the next slide I will show you. But then before I show you how we did, how much things we got from the in-kind donation, I'm going to invite Miss Catherine Dudek to come and share with us how did she calculated that amount. Ms. Catherine, give us how she came up with the in-kind donation estimates.
I had a spreadsheet of the individual itemized, and I went item by item on Amazon and just priced it best I could. So if we had, say, 800 hats that were knit, I went on there, and if there were like 3 for 17, you know, you do the math, whatever. But then for the thermal regulation, because everything was hand knit, I took the difference between an Amazon price, and I don't know if anyone's heard of Etsy, but you go on Etsy and people sell handmade items. So I took the difference of price between Amazon and Etsy because people put in their time, and you can't just, you know, go on Amazon and buy a hand knit hat. You know, it's going to be manufactured. So I just wanted to make sure that the time donation was in there as well.
Yeah, so that was excellent. Okay, so amount we collected, I said cash at hand, it was $15,122. And then of course we did receive the large donation from the Cliff Bar matching 1,500, which was total 2,000, sorry, and 500 went to the nutrition program, and then the other one goes to the medical mission. So we thank Ms. Teresa for spearheading that part, and then working with Mrs. Christine. And then so individual donors, you can see they are ranging from $10 to $2,500. So we do thank them quite a bit, and we always rely on them to help us, and because they believe on us. So we really need to come back and show them what we did and share with what their donation help us. So that's why I think on the feedback, Ms. Valentine was saying that it is very good to be able to go there, tell them we start the medical mission today, and then we start posting those things that we are doing that day, so they can see, and then they will say, okay, so those are the things that are happening, and the contribution is at work. Okay, start asking this part for distribution purposes. So remember I said we did the in-kind, collecting from online, we had Cash App, Venmo, all those platforms, they were able to reduce. So now those contribution or donation were given for specific groups. So Help Baby Breathe, there were 4,100 specific to go for Help Baby Breathe. And I think them for that group, they were able to buy all the supplies they needed, and whatever was left, they were able to contribute to the medical mission to help other groups. So I say thank you very much. For postpartum hemorrhage, so we raised only 445, because the majority of the staff were given in an actual supply. So then you can see the in-kind donation for that part is 7,399. So a lot of people, when we're telling them we're doing the donation for postpartum hemorrhage, like, what do you need specifically? I need the pads, I need the chucks. So when you tell them that, people go and buy those things and say, here it is. So that's why you see the amount, actual amount in dollars is in kind donation versus the cash donated. Same thing for the thermoregulation. When we ask about the blankets and stuff, the hats, the mittens, whatever, people went to town with making those little mittens hat. Oh my goodness. You should have seen people in Tanzania. They were so happy. And you can see it's almost 10,000 worth of those hats were donated to support that thermoregulation project. Backpack, of course, we were able to raise 2,500 thanks to Ms. Janet Musa to run that project. And then, of course, we were able to get also 50 backpack full of the school supplies from Salem Church. And thank you very much for them. And those backpacks were given to the kids who were top 5% of each for merit base. So, and they were so happy. So for the medical mission by itself, just by itself, we were able to raise $4,636. And for school nutrition and part of project, it was $2,386. And then school supply, that was specific for like a notebook. We got a bigger donation. Thank you very much for 1,000, which you bought all the notebook for the kids, because I think the cost was like 950 something with the tax and whatever. So it was, the amount was perfectly fit for that. So for the burn and wound, we didn't have actual amount of dollars, but also in donation part, we had $150. For the screening, vision screening, we didn't raise an actual amount of money, but you can see on the other side, I'm gonna give you more details on that one. So you can see 80,000 dollars worth of the exam time and for the glasses. So thank you, Dr. Stenville, for all you did, and we appreciate, and she's ready for working for the next medical mission. So we love her, and so thank you. Arts and crafts. So as I said, this is a late added project. So then they were able to bring the crayons for the kids to be able to play, also to use and color them. And so you will see when we do the video about the school and craft and stuff, so you can see what the kids did. They love it. And then for sports, again, same thing. It was not like a cash collected, but people donated through that group. They donated and bought the stuff, which worth of $833. So it might be more than that, because sometimes when people say, oh, I bought 4, sometimes they bring 5 or 6, and then we just stick on with whatever the original suggestion was. So all in all, if we look at what we had cash at hand, that was $15,000 and a few change there, but in-kind donation was $112,000 worth of content. That is unheard of. And that, as I said, I had to add and try to count my fingers and my toes to try and see how high I can count. So I thank every single one person who donated, even one pencil, one pad, one hat, one whatever. Thank you very much, because there's no way we could have bought these things and take it to Tanzania and donate them. There's no way. But from the very, very dedicated people who wants to help, they were able to help us reach that goal. And that is definitely a huge goal and a very difficult one to follow after that. But we thank everybody for that. Okay, community outreach. So some of the things that we did last time, so now we need to do in future, as I said, visiting churches, visiting group that they can help us. So if you have any suggestion as a Qhsc friends or member, please come and join us and let us know. If your church will welcome us, we'll be happy to come. Or if you have an organization or group or something that you think it might be helpful for us, definitely we'll be happy. We can give you the material to come and share with them. And then, so we were able to go to this church. So thank you, Ms. Benton. Thank you, Dr. Vanessa Stenville. We were able to go and see those ones. So we need to do those things a little bit more, because a lot of times people are asking, so what exactly do you do? And then so it's easier for us to be able to have like a little materials, brochure and stuff to help. And if somebody wants to work on those things and help us to have like ready to go things, then help. We do have some of it, but always, if you have a different eyes of things, then we have a better product. Anyway, so now for school, we had so many things done at school, and I know I have not shared the videos yet. We are getting there slowly because we are just uploading one thing at a time. We just finished the vision last few days ago. So the next thing is going to be started going things that were done in school: nutrition, sports, the fun day, thank you day. So all those things you'll be able to do towards the end. going to share them, and you see the pure joy. And that's one of the reasons that we do this medical mission, because of those faces. When you see them, that they are so happy for the little things that we are doing for them is enlighten their life. And you can see they pay us in joyful dancing and rewarding. So it was a very beautiful sight to see, and it makes all the hard work paid off. So that's a little few videos I'm going to play. You can see. So this, the first one was we were giving them those backpack, 830 backpacks. So every single child who went to Minazini received that backpack with with crayons, index card, little eraser, and so all the backpack has their logos. Okay. So this is like a awali. That's a kindergarten.
How come they're wearing a different uniform?
The kindergarten.
Just because different grade? That they wear this
Okay. Okay, so now we're coming to our famous program, nutrition. So you can see on the left side, the Cliff Bar was in the class. And look at those smiles of every kid who is waiting for the Cliff Bar. So thank you, Ms. Teresa and Ms. Christine, for doing that part. So the other one is on the right on the screen. Those are the children. Those kindergarten kids are going to get the food. So we were able to provide food for them for 9 days. So you can see they're lining up. Usually they don't get food from school. So since we were there, so we were able to provide food for them. So you can see they're waiting. One with the uniform, white and blue, those are first grade. So, but the one with the maroon and shirt, skirt or shorts, those are for kindergarten.
And I think that's the mayor, or Prince. Some people called him Prince, the little kid that was walking off at the end there. He's everywhere all the time.
Oh yeah, he always goes to the volunteers. He's always show up. Okay, so let's go for sports. As I said, there's so many things that, but you can see, thank you to Miss Yes here. You can see the kids who are playing the sack and running around and falling off. Having a good time. But I said, you see more on the individual videos for each event. So that was good. And then on the right side, you can see they were lined up doing the cons and just practicing the sports related. So you can see our volunteers wearing those blue polo shirts to try and train these kids. So thank you very much. You get more also for the sports group. And then we go back to the vision now. So vision, you can see on the bottom left here, Mr. Jones is getting all the statistics that we have. That's why we are able to count how many kids were there, and if they had any vision issues, and if they do, then did they get class and the prescription. You can see me stand in action there. But anyway, so looking at those statistics, so they were able to screen 664 people, and then 21 of them were teachers, and then 9 of them were received. So it's almost close to 42% or 43. So 745 for the kids screened, so 66 of them received glasses. So that's almost close to 9%. Oh, good. Close to 9%. And then 7 school board members who were screened, 4 of them had received glasses. That means they have vision issues. So that's more than half. So you can see the adult numbers are a little bit higher. So part of it now, we were talking to with Dr. Stenville that more likely next time when we go, we have to go to the community to be able to address that issue, because you can see they're closing to half % of people who are working around there probably they have vision issues, and majority of them have not had screens. So if we can go and address that part and help, that would be excellent. We're still gonna do the children, definitely. We wanna make sure they have good eyesight so they'll be able to study and learn. But if their adults also are struggling with that part, if we can catch it early and then give them those glasses, definitely that will help improve the quality of their life. If somebody's doing schools or even looking at their phone and stuff, so at least they'll have a better vision to function. So thank you very much, all of those memories. So it creates a lot of things that we need to do, and all the feedback, it helps us for the next time. Okay, questions. I'm gonna, after I finish this screen, then I'm gonna let everybody, if you have anything to discuss. So future plans for the organization is definitely we're trying to increase our visibility, make sure everything we do is for branding. You can see from the backpack, we did all the water bottles. We also did all the branding, but because we wanna make sure we make ourselves visible. So when we're trying to get these projects going, then we can have at least the sponsors or people who can give us money to try and help us to accomplish those things. Definitely, we have to emphasize of our medical mission, as I said. That's why I was reading it from the beginning of this meeting, to make sure everybody knows if you agree to come and jump in and with us. So just make sure you are following whatever we intended to do. We don't want to go outside our mission and start doing things that they should not be done. And then, of course, now we have to discuss in the future how many number of volunteers is effective. And I know one from the meeting, we are looking for quality volunteers, not the quantity. Not the quantity. So having number 30, and if we have a project that requires people to be 30 from the United States, then yes, we have that number. Or if we have more, then we have to make a little bit more logistic planning to make sure we are addressing those things and make it the mission successful. So funding, of course, we already discussed that we do need to make sure we get funding requests early on. Corporate sponsors, if you have anybody who knows that can work with us, we are willing to come and talk and tell them what is about Qhsc. We can give you information if you want to be part of it. We can give you information about the organization so you can go and be our ambassador and share what we do or what we have done, so then they can jump in. And that's part of the reason that we did this time all the summary of activities to do them in topic specific. So let's say we are going to ask for more glasses. So then you go with a vision link and say, this is what we did last time. And then now we're gonna do double the time or whatever. So the same thing we did the sports. So that it's gonna be, this is what, oh, this you did it for help baby breathe. We need more money for the mannequin so we can have the nurses and doctors practice, or we can leave more stuff for them to practice. Or for postpartum hemorrhage, we'll be able to buy that NSG. So all those things we need to be able to do by getting specific content for specific projects. And then, of course, we need to share the expectation of the volunteers. We can see from the feedback, people need to be on the same base, same page before they leave. And then so we don't have any of those mishap, conflict, or concern, or feeling left out, or feeling unfulfilled because their expectations are not met, and which we did not know the expectation, but we need to find out. All of us should have mission expectations. That's it. And we'll agree the recruitment process is going to be followed by all the volunteers. It does not matter how they are recruited or anything. It's going to be a team to be able to say, to streamline, these are the expectations, this is what we expect you to do. Is it okay? Yes. If it's not okay, that's okay. You don't have to volunteer in here. You can go another place where they agree with that expectation. And then, of course, we need to cover about the day functionings of the organization. Yes, we're not only just focusing on the medical mission, we're focusing on also everyday function. We do need to support our communities, and definitely starting with here in Florida, where the organization is settled. But then, of course, eventually we can go anywhere else where we feel that there's a need, and we can support that. So our members and volunteers are going to help us when we continue to grow. So then next time, maybe somebody from, I don't know, Atlanta saying, we want to do this and this here as Qhsc, can you guys come? So we plan ahead, and we know who can go, who what are they going to do there. And then if it's beneficial and people can do it, then sure, we will do that. But in order to support the daily function of the organization, we do have to have membership. So the leadership right now is contributing 150 for a year, and that's the leadership. So now we're thinking of having a membership for the general group, and then so it was suggested to be 75, and that's one-time installment for the whole year. And then so people can pay in installment or can pay one time. So that's the discussion that we're going to have at the end of the year, discussion with all the volunteers. And people, we have to choose, they want to be members or they want to be friends. And we're not kicking anybody out. We want your contribution, but also we want to be able to have a solid foundation of what we need to do. And if you believe on our cause, we appreciate your contribution so we can be able to do many things and help a bigger group. So with that, last thing I have, and then we can share the screen together, is volunteers. We do ask all the volunteers or members, Qhsc and friends, if you are feeling inspired and you want to strengthen this organization, we welcome your time and talent. And of course, if you want to work on the website and try to, maybe you look at the website and say, you know what, I can do this, or you guys have to, you can add this and this and this. If you're willing to come and help us, please do that. We're going to work with you and try to make it better. And then we're thinking of working with Thanksgiving messages. So we always give a Thanksgiving message. We are grateful, and we need to thank our donors that they have carried us through. Definitely they carry us through. And then so we need to say thank you to them. So if you know a way, fun way, memorable way to say it, please join us. And so we can create that part. November is a few days away. And then, of course, end of the year meeting, we're going to have at least a summary of the whole year and plan for future missions and what are the things that we need to do. If you want to be part of it, please come in and we can do that. And then, of course, if we're working with those brochure, posting updates and stuff, you want to be part of it, you want to work with the videos, and you have that creative side, sure, come in. Work on advertisement, please. We want those help. And then, so if you are interested and you feel inspired, please send your information to our secretary, Ms. Valentine Dantes, and so she will be happy to share your names with us, and then we can work on whatever area you want to work with. So with that, I want to show just a little fun part, and then I'm going to come back so we can discuss if you have anything to say. So this is the group of the last day at school. See Mr. Hunter there. Excuse me. Okay. So the group of volunteers, so this is one of the school, and you can see the assistant head teacher there and one of the teacher included on the picture. And then, so this is the postpartum hemorrhage group. They did, I think that's the second day, they did a picture with the people who came for the training. I think these are the training people from Mananyamala, I believe. And then the Help Baby Breathe, I know some of them are missing, but majority of them were there. So thank you very much. This is the last day when we were talking about at all of the volunteers who are at school, those who came there, I think there were like 30 of us. So we're just closing up stuff, and after from there, then we went outside and danced with the kids. Okay, so my stories ends there, and I welcome you guys if you have any comments, questions. Anybody?
No, I was just going to send a thank you. I know it wasn't mentioned, but as usual, Victoria can send a message. Thanks again to Steve Jones for being the prayer warrior.
Yes. Oh no, definitely. That's going to come on the video too, but yeah, definitely. It was a great thing that he was able to pray for us every single day, night, everywhere we went, for everything. So we thank him for that. And we believe, I think all those turbulent and challenges and stuff were lessened in impact because he was praying for us and give us his spiritual strength. So we appreciate that part. Anybody has any comment, questions? Yes.
Just many thanks to everyone again. Many, many, many thanks for all of your contributions.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you see that number, you'll be like, okay. Yeah, we need to double that next time. Right, Bree?
Yes, ma'am. Triple.
Okay, from your mouth to God's ears. Yes. Any comments, Mr. Karanka, Bree, or Yesi, Mrs. Victoria, from the medical mission, things that you need to give an idea for people? Anything that you want to say for the medical mission?
No, I mean, I think it's continuously growing and improving, and I love it. I'm looking forward to the next one.
I know, we need to feed them for 6 months or a year.
Definitely.
You wait until the video for nutrition comes out, you see. I love it. I love all the pictures of all the food and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. Awesome.
But anyway, so if there's nothing else, I take this opportunity to thank every one of you. There's Mrs. Victoria. Hey.
Hi there, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. I am well.
Okay.
Cool. Good morning. I had one ear taking care of something else, and then I was listening as well and looking at the videos.
Okay.
Good. You didn't see me dancing with the little moves with the little guy and everything.
I saw that, and that's why I took the video. I'm like, okay, there's Mrs. Victoria. No, that was good. That was good. That was very fitting for the ending of our medical mission. Definitely, it was. That was the highlight. Definitely, those kids appreciate every little thing we've done for them. So, and so we appreciate also everybody, and we thank you for. I know you missed the part for the burn. So thank you.
I know.
So, no, that's okay.
So I did go back and see the donations that I received from people. So I'll plug that into Valtine. And then also I was not able to post any pictures. See, I have this hard drive storage. I'm gonna get these pictures off my phone and videos. My phone is locked up pretty much. So I'm not tech savvy like this, so I have to take time and get all that stuff off my phone. And then I have, some nice pictures to post from the burn unit, stuff like that. So
Okay, that'll be good.
That'll be great.
Hi.
Hey,
Lady
yes.
V.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah. Yeah. So, I will be posting some pictures.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
So the next meeting is going to be the end of the year. Meeting. So we get the summary and then we get the future activities. So I think that's December 10. And then so that's the one which is going to be like the end of the year and then planning of next year. And that one is definitely going to be a lot of functional stuff that the organization needs to do, and what do we need to do, when can we start. So if anybody is interested and wants to do those things, as I asked towards the end there, just let me know, because if everybody just chip up on one of the things, it's going to make it a little bit easier to have a lot of them accomplished versus just waiting from one person. So I know Bree is working on something as a surprise. And I know Yes also is working with Bree with something else, another surprise. So people are volunteering, so I thank you guys for doing that. But I know Mrs. Christine is working on something with Miss Teresa. I'm not sure if I was supposed to say anything, but that's okay. So thank you. I can't wait. I know Mrs. Victoria is working on something else. I know for sure. Yes, ma'am. So I mean, those are things that once we secure and we find somebody who can be shipping stuff safely, then yeah, we can start shipping things throughout the year versus not waiting until only one time. But as of now, we're just aiming for that part. And also we to add to that, we are working on things that say activity from the organization for the people from Florida. So more information to come and more volunteering opportunities to come, especially for people in Florida. And if it's something that is planned ahead, we're going to share the dates and stuff. So people from other states who want to come to Florida, the sunny state, running away from your code, you can come and help us to do those things. We put you to work. And some of the people, we are waiting for them to finish school so they can start working.
And the rain. Yeah.
Okay, guys, anything that you guys want to say, or otherwise I can end the meeting? We went a little bit more than what I thought, but an hour and a half, that's not bad. So thank you very much, guys. Let's keep working. Thank you for your time.
Mhm.
You, gracias, everybody.
Enjoy your day, everyone.
I heard a baby.
I hear,
that's-
baby. Yeah, that's Miss Stella,
Hi, baby.
the future QHSC.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Well,
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye-bye. Good to see everybody. Bye, baby.
Unfortunately, she doesn't have the screen. She could have seen them. So what's Miss Victoria? That's nice to see you.
Yes. I was, you know what? I texted